All right, 8th graders, this is to help you with question 8 on CR8. For part A, it says, for each drawing, describe the transformation that moves figure A to figure B. Okay, well, first of all, you have to know what transformation means. Transformation just transforms the figure in some way. We have 3 types of transformations we focus on in the congruence unit, and then for similarity we add on a 4th transformation. But the transformations you're going to be discussing in this unit is something called a translation. And a translation is just a slide of the figure. You don't turn the figure, you don't flip the figure, you literally slide it from one location to another. The second type of transformation you'll discuss in this unit is a reflection. And I know you also studied reflections as 6th graders. So hopefully that's one that you remember. If you had Miss Macaulay, she sometimes uses what's called a mirror when she does reflections. So a reflection is just a flip of a figure, okay? So like if I was going to reflect something like, I don't know, the number 1. Over here, it's a mirror image. So it's the same distance away from the reflection line, but now it's going to go backwards. Okay, something like that. They should totally match, but you know, I got a little bump here, no bump here. All right. The third type of transformation you're going to discuss is a rotation. And rotation is like what it sounds like rotating tires. You turn. It's going to be a turn. Up here, flip. Another way to describe a reflection would be a mirror image. Mirror image. Oops. And sometimes like translation, some people remember it. It's just a slide. It's a movement, like almost like if you were translating from one language to another. You don't change the Spanish meaning, but now you're writing it in English. So that's another way some people think of translation. You're not turning those words around. You're not flipping them around. It's going to have the exact same meaning. It's just sliding into a new language. Okay, sorry. A rotation would be a turn. Sometimes you turn clockwise. Sometimes you turn counterclockwise. So those are the 2 ways you'll be turning. All right, so let's look at letter A. If I look at sorry, there's no letter A here. Oh, this is. All right, so if I look at our first set of images here, I can see if I go about halfway, 1 1/2 right here. So that's like 1 1/2. I can see if I set up like a little mirror here, I can see this point right here is 1 1/2 units from that mirror. This same point right here is 1 1/2 units from that mirror. If I look up here, this point is 1, 2, 3, 4 1/2 units away. And this point right here is 1, 2, 3, 4 1/2 units away. It's a mirror image. And I could then take this point. This point is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1/2. This point over here, its mirror image is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1/2. So this is a line of reflection. This would be like our mirror. So that first one is a reflection. You can see like the bump up is over here on the left, and now the bump up is to the right. That's how I immediately look and say, oh, it's definitely a reflection. This is going up to the left, and then suddenly it's going up to the right. It's a mirror image. This right here, this is just how I personally do it. I focus in and I say, okay, this bumped up to the left. Oh, it still bumps up to the left. That means I haven't reflected it. I haven't turned it. I just slid it over. This is just a slide. So this point moved over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units. And then I look like here, this point would map to this point. Is that also 7 units? It better be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units over. So this is a translation. And as 8th graders, you would say a translation 7 units to the right. But right now, they're presetting you for the unit. So they just want to see the word translation. They might even accept slide at this point. I'm not sure. And this one right here, I can totally tell it's turning, because this point up here, there's going to be some sort of a point of rotation outside here. This is going to turn and flip down to, is that going to flip right down to here? This point right, oh, no. Is that going to, let's see. This point is going to turn and go all the way over to there. Right? This point right here is going to be turning and go to here. And so this is actually a rotation. This is probably the most challenging for me physically to see where I'm turning about and how I'm turning. So I always take, your teachers will probably take, it's like paper that you can see through. I can't think of the name of it right now. And they'll have you physically turning figures and seeing where they land. Or we had overhead transparency. So a lot of times I'd have my kids take a figure, start turning it around, and figure out how to make it land on that figure. This is the most challenging one for me. All right, so those are the 3 types of transformations you're going to be working on. So for letter B, it says use the grid to show a transformation of figure A. Describe the transformation. All right, I'm going to be honest with you. You can use anything you want. I'm going to choose to translate. Let's see how many units I want to translate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8. I'm going to translate, I think, 8 units to the right. 8 units to the right. And so what I do then, and I just chose this, they're going to let you choose any one you want. You could choose to do a reflection. So you draw a line of reflection and flip it over. You could choose to turn it, which, rotation, which is hardest for me. But some people, really, their eye can just see it. Anyway, I'm going to do a translation 8 units to the right. So I take this point and I move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it lands here. Then I take every corner point. That's how you relocate the figure. You just look at your corner points. Now this one also has to move 8 units to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units to the right. And then those will get connected. Then I'm going to go to my next corner. I'm going to move my next corner 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to the right. Those will get connected. You're going to notice distance stays the same. So if there's 1, 2, 3 boxes between here, the distance remains 1, 2, 3 boxes. So here, like if I know 1, 2, 3 boxes, I know I'm going down 1, 2, 3 boxes. My next point has to be located here. You can check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So some people locate one new point and then just use distances to translate it. Now I have to know from here, this is 1 unit over. So then the person would go 1 unit over. And then you can check. So this point right here has to go 8 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Then down 1, 2. So now I'm just going to go down 1, 2. Ooh, that was ugly. And now I know this point, I promise, is 8 points away, or 8 units away from that. Now this length of this side is 1, 2, 3, 4. So the length of this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we have it. And then you have to go up 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. And I'm back here. And now in between here is 2. And guess what? In between here will be 2 units. So translate figure A to figure B is a translation 8 units to the right. You can do any sort of transformation you want. That's just the one I chose to do. That's your next unit. It's a fun geometry unit. And if you're a visual learner, you're going to love the next unit. It's also much more hands-on in my mind. Your teachers will be using mirrors and whatever paper you see through that I can't think of to move figures around. I think it's fun. All right, I hope that helps.